guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashtyn, and on this channel I talk all things personal finance. I'm going to be talking about my debt-free journey as well as getting back on track and getting back into budgeting. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I did or am doing that are going to help me pay off 5-figure debt. All of this debt is credit card debt, unfortunately, so I need to get a hold on my spending, so that is part of the reason why I am here. I'm going to hold myself accountable by making videos every single week. I'm going to be talking about budgeting and tracking my expenses and taking through my spreadsheet to do that, as well as my debt payoff journey I will be documenting as well. The first thing that I'm going to be doing to help me pay off my debt is tracking my expenses and budgeting. This is going to be super important for me to be able to make progress on my debt payoff. I have been really bad with impulse spending lately and just not sticking to my budget and not really even having a budget. So I'm super glad to have created a budget a couple weeks ago for August so that I can start doing that. The only way to really get good at budgeting and actually know where you need to be is by tracking your expenses. So I went through my bank statements to make my budget. So I'm going to continue tracking my expenses now as I go and then creating my budget from there. It can definitely change, which is totally okay, but that's definitely the first step that you want to take if you are trying to get a hold of your finances and if you're in any kind of debt. The only way to really be able to know where you are financially is to start budgeting, and to start budgeting you have to track. So I'm super excited to finally be doing that so I can get out of debt faster. The second thing that I did in order to help me start to make progress toward my debt payoff is consolidating my debt. The way I did this is by doing balance transfers in order to get all of my debt onto 1 or 2 credit cards versus having it across like 4 or 5. So that does come with fees, which would be the downside. That's probably the biggest downside, is because there is a fee, but the best thing about doing balance transfers is there is a 0% interest rate if you do that, depending on what offer you have from your credit card company. So I took the balance transfer offers that have 0% interest rate for a certain amount of time and just pay whatever the fee percentage is to do that. So there is definitely some controversy about doing this because of that, but for me it's going to help me out a lot because I'll have 0% interest and I will be able to make progress better that way versus having an interest payment that I'll have to calculate into my monthly payment on my debt. So for me, doing a balance transfer is the best way to go so that I can minimize the amount of interest that I'm paying and I'm only paying the principal amount. The third thing I'm doing in order to help me pay off my debt is going to be not using my credit cards while I'm paying them down. I have struggled with this a lot over the past few years, which is why I'm in so much debt, because I would be constantly using my credit cards and then paying on them and not really getting anywhere because I was spending so much on them and then not paying more than the minimum payment amount. So because of that, I wasn't making any progress and I kept getting into further debt. So now I have moved all of my automatic payments that were going to my credit cards onto my debit card, and that is going to help me a lot in order to not use them while I'm paying them off. The fourth thing I did that's going to help me pay off my debt faster is pick a debt payoff method. So there is the debt avalanche method and the debt snowball method, and I'm going to be using the snowball method. And with this method, I will be paying off the balance that is the smallest first. So I have a couple of credit cards that I have debt on, and I'm going to tackle the balance that is the lowest first and then move through them in order from lowest to highest. The avalanche method is where you pay off the debts with the highest interest rates first and just move down that way. The fifth thing that I'm going to be doing in order to help me in my debt payoff journey is going to be increasing my income. I do have a full-time job where I am a salaried employee, but I am also eligible for overtime. So because of that, any extra hours that I work, I will be paid at time and a half. So I have planned out amount of hours that I want to work every single month in order to help me pay off my debt. So any amount of money that I make on top of my salary, I'm just going to throw that at my debt and it's going to help me pay it off significantly faster. So I'm looking forward to that a lot to help me see progress, and so I'm super excited to continue documenting my journey here. So that is all of the tips I have for now on what I'm going to be doing to help me pay off my 5-figure debt faster. If you want to see a part 2, definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.